All right, I have here translationCore. Now, translationCore is built on top of Electronite, which is a patched version of Electron, and this Electronite allows us to render complex fonts that aren't normally supported in Chromium. So you can see here there is some Arabic font, and this is rendering properly, and I'll just prove it to you real quick. This is the SIL site, and you can see that there is down here, there's this image, and notice these first couple of characters, and then I will hop back over to the code, or to the app, and you'll notice, yes, indeed, they do look the same. So this is rendering properly, and what we have here is we're using Electron 7.2.1. Now, actually, this is Electronite, but basically the base of it is Electron. Now, I just built a new version of Electronite based on Electron 12.0.5, I believe. So quite a bit newer, and I want to update a translationCore to use this new version. Now, I haven't actually released this new version of Electronite yet because I need to test it. So we're going to jump through a couple of hoops just to get this working. Now, here in the code, normally I would just rename this to 12.0.5 and then refetch the dependencies, build it, and then we're done. But again, I haven't actually released this yet. I first want to test it to make sure translationCore does not break. And then if everything works out with no problems, I will go ahead and release that, and then the rest of the world can benefit. Now, I am looking in this, on the side pane here, I have this Electronite folder. This is in the node modules directory. Now, when you install this Electronite package, it adds this dist. So in this dist is the actual Electronite code. So because I just want to test to see if this works, I'm going to replace everything in here with my newly built Electronite. So I'll hop down here, and on the right is my newly built Electronite, and on the left I have this directory under the node modules. So I'm going to hop out one, and I'm just going to delete this whole dist directory. Throw that away. And then I'm going to extract this dist zip into a new dist. Let's see, extract, stick it here. Okay. So that's working. Okay, so we are done. I just deleted everything, replaced it. Now we have Electron all over again, except it's the new version. Now I'm going to go back up, back up to the code here, and I'm going to kill the current translationCore process. So at this point, all we need to do is restart it. Now, we'll hope that nothing breaks. This is going to take a little bit of time, so I will go ahead and pause this and we will come back. Okay, and we are back. It is up and it is running, and we might have a problem. So let's look at the app here, and we have the white screen of death. Uncaught reference error. So this obviously did not work. So I am going to try to figure out what is wrong. I'm guessing I'm not guessing. I don't know. So I will pause this again and see if I can figure this out. Okay, so I fixed it, and I found another problem. So go back to the code. Now, there was a breaking change in Electron, and really it was a security improvement. But because I don't want to rewrite all the code, I just reverted back to the previous default, which was to set context isolation to false. Now, if you want to know what that means, you can read up here. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue on. So this fixed one problem, and then now we are getting this other problem. Now I went and looked into the code, and we are calling this browser window, or I'm trying to get it from remote. Remote is coming from Electronite. Now here's the problem. Electronite. I mentioned this before in our package.json, which has now disappeared. Where is that? Okay. Well, how this works is, like I said before, this is really just based off of Electron, and we modified it to that so that it worked with Electronite. However, because we have a new version of Electron being running, we need to update its API. So again, this is defined, this is explained in more detail, I think in the video explaining how to build this Electronite package. But for now, basically, I need to update, where is it? This guy, Electron. So I'm not going to go into the details of specifically how to update this. There's just a couple of small steps, but I'm going to go to Electron's code base, and I'm going to copy this and stick it in here. So I'll pause this and come back. Okay, at long last, we have it working. Now, these are sort of some one-time fixes, because once I release this, well, we'll have jumped forward a ton of releases and passed a couple of breaking changes. So these don't really matter. But I did update the Electron type definition. And then I also had to re-enable the remote module. So this was disabled as well, again, for security reasons. So now that we finally have things running, hopefully we will have no more problems, and we can test this. I'll go back in here and open my project. Okay, now finally we will load. Okay, and it looks like it worked. So there you are. We have our font running, and we'll just double check this, make sure that we are indeed running the correct version of Node. I mean, Electron. Versions.electron. Actually, I'm just going to dump the entire object, and then we can see all that there is to see. Come on, it's being a little bit slow. Okay, so we have Chrome, 89, Electron, 12. Let's see, what else? Anything interesting? Yeah, that's about it. So there you are. We have updated Electronite. We are using the latest version of Electron, and our graphite patch is working properly. So that's a success. Now I will release this package so it will be available so that no one else has to deal with this. But next time we need to update Electron or Electronite to use the latest version of Electron, we will have to do this same process. Debug it, make sure that there are no breaking changes, and correct those if needed.